Come visit the wonderful city of Xan'moxie, a sprawling magical metropolis conveniently located in the center of the multiverse. Xan'moxie is a glamorous hub of trade, culture, and high adventure. Its denizens come from all corners to make a life for themselves, lit by the neon glow of its crystalline streetlights. Orcs and elves, demons and unicorns, all can be found walking the streets of Xan'moxie, vying for wealth, status, and whatever else tickles their fancy. Who will you be? And now for our regular scheduled programming. Let's see what's happening in the magical metropolis of Xan'moxie in this thrilling installment of Dungeons and Drag Quiz.
Welcome to Dungeons and Drag Queers. My name is Peak. I am your Dungeon Master and will be until the end of time. And why won't y'all introduce yourselves?
Yeah, my name's Jack. I'm playing the character of Miriam Gargoyles. She's a dwarven park ranger of the Xan'moxie Park Wilds.
I am AJ Lamarck, and I am playing Cleo Fallcharges, who is a high elf warlock, currently patronless, but willing to negotiate if the price is right.
And I'm Candace. I play Tomcat, who is a cat person / Tabasco.
Tabasco.
That sounds delicious.
Listen, every time I go to say it, I'm like, am I having a cigarette or am I putting some sauce on a burger?
Tabaxi, I think.
I think it's Tabaxi, but I also have never heard someone actually say it properly, so who knows?
Look,
maybe in
we
this world it's
prefer
Tabasco.
cat people.
Yeah, I think cat people's
Yes.
easier for everyone involved.
I'm down for that.
So, we are starting right now with Season 2 of Dungeons & Drag Queers. So, why don't we pop right on over to the magical, marvellous metropolis of Xan'moxie. We're going to begin right where we left off, in a sense, because your characters all have lives and have been doing things this whole time. So we begin on a clear night in Xan'moxie, and we take you to a beautiful, lavish foyer in East Xan'moxie, where, of course, Xan'moxie's elite are rubbing shoulders and elbows and all other manner of appendages.
That's such beautiful imagery.
Where we are, of course, at the Summer Charity Gala, where Cleo Fallcharges, now I guess without a job, you're just a socialite, right?
Yeah, full-time socialite.
Yeah, so you're just here.
Social right.
So you're here at this social event. What are you doing? How are you dressed? What are you wearing?
Okay, so...
Tell the audience how you look. What do you look like?
My hair is like in an updo. Gone for an updo today. Well, when I say I've gone for an updo, the staff have given me an updo and I've approved of their decision. I am wearing a desk.
You're wearing a desk?
I meant a dress.
Bold.
But now I'm saying I'm wearing
fashion.
Yes.
Fashion.
This is a summer charity gala and it's stationery themed. And I have come as couture desk.
Is the paperclip there? You know, the paperclip?
Oh, yes. He's called Microsoft Words.
Clippy?
It's from Zan, France.
So this is, of course, the Summer Charity Gala, where all the rich of the city of Xan'moxie come to give to charity. As you all look into the center of the room, there is a giant flaming woman who is standing on a podium. And you all remember, of course, this is Charity. She's just a woman that you give money to.
Yes.
Several times a year. Of course, all the wealthy of Xan'moxie get a tax deduction by giving to charity.
Yeah.
They could give to a charity, but why would they give money away instead of just destroying it? So they get a nice tax deduction, and you all get to have a nice party.
So we just throw money at this burning woman.
Correct. And she's loving it. Charity's just like, yes, give me all your money. Yes, I'm destroying it so the poor people can't have it. Yes. And Cleo, you've just walked up to Charity and just given your donation. How much have you donated to Charity this year?
When you take into consideration inflation and GDP, no, 10,000 Xan'moxie.
Is that a lot?
That is, I'm not feeling that generous, to be honest. Being a desk is slightly painful, and so I'm more, I'm kind of stifled by the whole socialite scene, I think. So I'm just like, take this, I'm done.
Yep, and Charity bows and says, "Thank you for your offering." As,
Yeah. Carry on flaming.
as the Xan'moxie, the currency of Xan'moxie, have been incinerated by Charity. And you see one of your social rivals approach you. It's Contessa Duchess. And today she's dressed as a laser printer. She's got a very nice feminine silhouette, and then she's just got I think around the chest region is where the little flap is, and there's just paper coming out very artisanally.
Not where it's meant to go.
I think it's on as well, so it's just functioning and paper's just
What's it
falling
making?
off.
Oh,
So the copies are just her pose, candid photos of her just going,
yes.
It's a headshot.
exactly, and she's just handing them out. And she saunters up to you, Cleo, and, "Oh, Cleo, lovely to see you.
Nah, you are here.
I saw you put in some, spare change into the charity basket?"
What can I say? 2 weeks ago when we were at the pre-summer ball, I put in a lot more, and what can I say? I'm just a bit tired of all of these things,
I mean, I've seen you've been donating similar amounts each time. Is everything all right at home? Are you running out of money, perchance?
Are you running out of things to do? You keep on watching me a lot.
Well, it's my job. I need to make sure that everyone in this ball is having a great time and giving as much as they ought to be, because, of course, it's the charity gala.
I pick up one of the poses, headshots or whatever. I look at it and look at her. It's like, well, if you're concerned about my money, I'll be happy to pay for a better photographer. And I throw it at her and I walk off. Contessa?
And as she's about to say something, the paper that you throw in her face just flies into her face and muffles her as you walk away.
does she get any paper cuts?
Oh, absolutely.
Roll for initiative.
Time to fight! You're walking away from Contessa...
As a desk.
Contessa
Are the
Duchess?
drawers
Contessa
falling
Duchess,
out?
exactly.
You know when you try and move a drawer when you're moving house and
Yeah.
you forget to tape them?
Just leaning forward, yeah.
So you suddenly notice a vibration from your purse, and you open it up, and you see your scrying orb. You are receiving a call. Of course, you pull out your scrying orb, which of course is it's a magical orb-shaped crystal smartphone. It's a way for Xan'moxians to stay connected in the hustle and bustle of modern society. You're receiving a call from Roscoe Rainboot, who is the private investigator that you hired to investigate the loss of your magic. Now, why don't you explain to our new listeners why you're no longer possessing any magic?
So I used to work for a law firm called Warlock and Warlock that was based in Hell. And then we had a misadventure down there, and then the office ended up falling out of that dimension, crashing into the ground. And for all intents and purposes, I think I killed my manager on purpose. So, needless to say, they weren't happy about that.
Let's just say you let her go.
I fired her. Emphasis on the fire.
She did go up in flames.
Can I say I've got a habit of doing that? And so my magic has been drained.
Well, yeah. One day you're on the cruise, I think.
Yeah.
You're on a holiday cruise, and
Yeah, I
suddenly
was
you
cruising.
needed to use your magic, and suddenly stopped working. And you, at the time, you kind of just rolled with it. But let's say it's been a couple months, and you've hired Roscoe Rainboot to investigate what's going on. So yeah, he's calling you right now on your scrying orb. What do you do?
Roscoe, tell me things.
Cleo, hey, it's me, Roscoe.
I know, we've got caller ID.
I just punch in the numbers. It's more discreet that way.
Oh.
Anyway, listen, sweetie cakes. I got a big break in the case. Big break. It's too important to tell you right now. I haven't written it down or anything, but just meet me at my office in let's say 30 minutes. Can you get here in 30 minutes?
Yes, sure. I'm bored of throwing money at flaming people.
Great. You're gonna love it. It's really big. Okay, see ya. And he hangs up.
And I put it... I tilt myself forward, the desk drawer opens. I put the orb in the desk and I shuffle back up and head back out to a carriage.
Great. So we now cut to downtown Xan'moxie. We come to a very colorful street late at night, lit up by the various neon mage lights. People are out and about enjoying the nightlife, and we pan over to a beautiful, moderately priced restaurant where we see the Dwarven Park Ranger, Miriam Gargoyles. You're here on a date. And how are you dressed?
Miriam is just in her exact normal park ranger, which is like this kind of greeny tan outfit, which is like a button-up shirt with like a badge, and but she has a nice plaid tie on, which is her version of dressing up. Yes, and her hair is like awkwardly like combed down to the side and like gelled. God bless her.
So sitting across from you is a unicorn who has his mane braided into a very greasy-looking braid, and he's just wearing a t-shirt, which looks like it's got some kind of stain on it. Maybe it's mustard. And you know that his name is Dwerick. Dwerick. And
Right.
you met him on an app on your scrying orb. So he leans over and he says, so tell me about yourself. What's your thing?
Parks mostly. I range them. I mean, I'm a ranger. I'm a ranger in the park wilds. I look after the wilds.
Cool.
Is that mustard?
Well, I mean, what if it is? Is that a problem?
No, I like mustard. Mustard's
Great.
my favorite condiment.
Well, yeah, it was just shoveling it directly into my mouth earlier. It's like a nice afternoon snack that I like to have.
Can I speak candidly, Dwerick? That's really hot.
Well, I'm glad you think so. And an elf walks over to take your order. And, have you decided? Have you looked at the menu?
Miriam just like looks up at him and then like down at the menu like it hadn't occurred to her that she had to look at the menu. No!
It's fine. She'll have the enchanted greens, and I'll have the steak.
Wait!
No, it's fine.
I'll have the enchanted greens and the steak.
Oh, I mean, that's a bit much, don't you think?
Excuse me?
I mean, I don't really like women who eat too much.
Miriam slowly closes the menu. I'm gonna need a minute, she says to the waiter.
And she looks beet red. Like, I'll be back in a moment.
And then, if I could, I would like to do a cutscene where we pan outside the restaurant and then Dwerick flies.
Yes.
Hey, what's your problem? As he goes flying into the street.
Question: how big is a unicorn compared to a dwarf?
I mean, it's like regular horse size, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, regular horse is
he's
pretty
hefty,
big.
but Miriam is like a strong lady.
Big lady. Yeah.
No, I'm loving
She's a
it.
big,
I am.
strong dwarf. And then from inside, you hear a scream, I'll eat whatever I damn want!
You don't know what you're missing out on.
Ah.
And Cleo, you're in your carriage, and you see your carriage stops as a unicorn has been thrown in front of it, and you hear a familiar voice yelling at this unicorn.
Driver, drive over it. I don't care. I've got an appointment. What do you mean it's a living being? I'm a living being. 1 second, who is that? And I imagine the carriage has a windy...
Great.
It's modern and chic, but it's got a windy window. I look out and I just see an angry Miriam behind some broken glass. Miriam?
Cleo, what are you doing here? This is my private date spot.
Looks pretty public now. Anyway, I unlocked the door. Get in.
Oh, okay. And then she'll put down 50 Xan'moxes. I hope that covers the window.
I throw some more money out the window.
Oh my god.
As you do. We drive over Dwerick.
Yeah, and there's just like a bump as the carriage goes over. Ugh. And we cut away now to the inside of. Well, tell me what your restaurant is like.
Well, now it's very bleak. All of the shelves that once had a range of condiments that I was selling, and all the various itinerary that you would have just completely bare, save for like a small pile of napkins that I've been using to go to the toilet.
So it's probably about like 9-10 p.m. What is Tom doing right now?
So Tom has taken his chef whites off and is trying to clean them because that's all he owns to wear in the basin. So he's kind of scrubbing. He's got like a little bit of detergent left. They didn't take that. So he's got his napkins and detergent, giving it a good scrub, and he's wringing it out.
And of course, it hits you that this is normally the busiest night of the week. Normally, your restaurant would be packed right now, but of course, it has been forcibly closed as a result of your actions.
Yes, it has. Look out into the desolate dining area. Kind of lean. Hello, hello, hello. No one. Rings out again.
And you glance over to a neon sign that has been brought inside and turned off that just says, in faded, off neon, Tom Foodery.
I remember when you was on. Now we don't have the budget for that anymore, do we?
Suddenly you hear a noise coming from next door. It sounds like some kind of struggle.
That sounds like a struggle.
It sounds like someone's... Actually, roll me a perception check. First roll of season 2.
Oh boy.
Isn't that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I know what to do. Oh, I'm very perceptive. Oh, 12 perceptive.
Yeah, so it sounds like someone's being punched a bunch.
Right.
You just say, hey, what are you doing? Hey, who are you? And you hear it get louder as the wall connecting your business with the one next door suddenly, boom, crash. People fall through it, and there's purple smoke coming out of it. As you see 2 figures fall to the floor, wrestling. You see a short man, probably a dwarf, with a trench coat longer than he is. And you see a figure wearing some kind of... Well, you can't really make out their face. They're dressed in all black, and they're wearing a hood. But they're just rolling around the floor wrestling, wreathed in purple smoke that's emanating out of the business next door. What do you do?
Oi! Cut it out! I said cut it out!
They continue just having their fist fight.
Put my my chef whites that are now kind of dripping back on, and I walk over and pull them apart.
Sure, let's see. We'll make a roll. Yeah, they don't see that happen. So they don't see you approach. Could you make me an athletics check?
Not that athletic. Oh, 4.
Sure. You just try to pull them apart, but I think your fur is wet, and I think you lose grip, and now you're just dripping on both these people.
You're just stroking them.
But up close, you can see that it looks like maybe it's an orc underneath the hood. And suddenly, could you make me a dexterity save?
23.
23? Mm-hmm. Great. You manage to, with your feline grace, you roll out of the way of them rolling into you. And then you see the orc on top of the dwarf, and they produce 2 knives from, you're not sure where it could have come from, and then drives these daggers into the dwarf. And then they look up at you, and the hood falls off, revealing a rather handsome-looking orc person. They've got a tall mohawk, and they look a bit gruff. You can see that their collarbones are quite defined. But they reach into their cloak, and they say, "Ain't nothing personal, darling." And they roll what looks like a scrying orb in your direction. Could you make me a constitution save, please?
10.
Yep, with a 10, you look at what's rolling at you for a moment, and then you see, it looks like a scrying orb, and then it begins glowing, and then there's a blinding flash, and everything goes dark. And we cut back again to Cleo and Miriam, who are in the carriage on the way to Roscoe Rainboot's office.
Miriam is like trying to like comb the gel out of her hair. It was a stupid idea anyway. Who's called Dwerick?
I agree, that is a weird name. But good on you. And I tap Miriam on the shoulder. Good on you.
You're doing really well.
Thank you.
That felt almost genuine.
I was so close to vomiting. Anyway, what are you... Never mind.
It was a date, if you must know. Where are we going?
No, we're off to my, friend. Yes, friend. Other friend.
Cleo, you don't have any other friends.
Client. Off to a client. No, I don't have clients. Off to a business partner. Potential. There's a detective I've hired for something. We'll find out. Anyway, we're off there now.
Oh, okay. A mystery.
And moments later, you arrive in front of Roscoe's office. It's just a little unassuming, like, single door headed upstairs sort of dealie. And the door is just wide open.
Hello. I suppose it means come on in.
Sure. Open door policy.
I try to walk in, but my desk hits either side of the frame, and I have to pivot.
Maybe you should just take... No, you know what? That's not up to me.
Nope, I've committed. This is my outfit. I'm sticking with it.
Very good.
You walk up the very short slide of stairs sideways, and you come into a scene of chaos. There are just paper strewn about everywhere. Maybe investigation check.
A mystery.
No. Dim, 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 dim.
17.
0. I got a natural 1 and then -1. So I'm gonna say that's a 0.
Nothing gets past you, does it, Cleo?
You walk in and like a loose sheet of paper just flies in your face. So Miriam, what did you roll?
17.
So Miriam, with 17, you can you see paper strewn over everywhere. Chairs have been knocked over. The desk has just been cut in half or something. And of course, even Cleo, you can see the giant hole in the wall as some kind of purple fog is clearing, and the hole in the wall is leading into what looks like a restaurant next door. And you see 2 bodies. Cleo, you have removed the paper, and you now recognize one of the bodies.
2 bodies.
Recognize one of them as Roscoe Rainboot, your private investigator. And the other is a cat person, a tabaxi, who looks unconscious. And sopping wet.
Roscoe, time is money, wake up.
And you see 2 large wounds in his neck.
Oh, you can't get the staff these days, Miriam. I swear to God.
Oh my God, it looks like someone's murdered Roscoe. But we just met. I'm sorry, Roscoe. It couldn't be under better terms.
This is the 3rd detective in 2 months.
What?
Nothing. There's a Tabasci. A tabaxo.
I believe they prefer a cat person.
There is a cat person.
I check the cat person for wounds.
Yeah, sure. Roll me a medicine check.
Looking for 17 again, plus maths. 18.
Sure. So they are still breathing, and they look like they're mumbling something in their sleep.
Looks like they're mumbling something in
You
their
hear
sleep.
something about running and
where you're running to.
being chased by metal cubes.
You're being chased by a metal cube.
Sounds like running and being chased by metal cubes. Well, Roscoe's dead, so I suppose we better... No. We need to check if this person's okay. Maybe we can wake them up.
I'd
say we wet them, but they're already wet.
Start fanning them with like a menu, an old menu. I start like drying them, air drying them.
I think when you're like sopping wet and like a breeze hits you
and
and
like
it's
a cold
freezing.
shiver?
Yes.
I think you jerk away at the feeling of that.
That is science.
Well, who are you then?
Are you okay? You were unconscious on the ground with this Roscoe.
And wet. Did you murder my detective?
No, I did nothing of the sort. It's bloody cold in here, but...
I believe you. Actually, I roll. I insight. I want to insight this.
Whether you believe it's cold or not?
Yes. I want to know if it's no. whether they're lying.
Sure, go for it.
10.
Sure. I think with a 10, you're a little bit wary of this cat person, but you think they're telling the truth.
Cool.
What happened?
Well, I don't know, there was a big old cloud of smoke and then poof!
Poof what?
The light, and then poof!
And then the body. Man.
I walk back into the detective's office and start rummaging through the drawers as a set of drawers.
Well, hold on, Cleo. This Roscoe character, what did you say he was going to tell you about?
Okay, here's the deal. And I suppose by default, you now know my deal. I am patronless. Nope, no gasps. I will carry on.
Crickets.
Nope.
Someone turn that cricket off.
The cricket just hops out.
Great. Crush it against it.
Then I pick it up and eat it.
Remember when my office fell from the ground?
Oh, I remember. Millions dead. Well, not millions.
Yeah.
It was a lot of people. We felt bad.
Yeah, I felt something. And then, I kind of let my manager die on purpose, but not. And then I think I lost my patron, and now I am magicless.
Oh, Cleo, that was the only thing you're good at.
Excuse me?
I mean, that must have been a horrible thing to happen.
Yes, I stare off into the distance, glassy-eyed.
But what does that have to do with Roscoe?
I was hiring him to find out what exactly happened and how to get my magic back. And he's, like I said, the third detective I've lost this 2 months, I think I said. I don't keep track of them. It could be more or less.
It's a high turnover.
It is. What can I say? You can't get the staff these days.
Would Tom know the next door neighbor?
Yeah, I think so. I think when your restaurant was open, Roscoe would have come in all the time for lunch. He would sometimes be just here sitting on a table, just going through case files. You can decide what kind of relationship you have with him, but you definitely knew him.
Bloody shit tipper.
Oh, you knew him?
Only that he was a shit tipper, and he always ordered the same thing. Oh, you want to know what it is?
Oh, yes.
Okay. He always ordered a toasty with no cheese.
Monster.
Just
That
tomato
is
and ham.
ludicrous.
That's upsetting.
Some people deserve it. That's all I'm saying.
No, you hired him.
Ah, yes, I should care as one of my employees. Oh no. Hopefully he goes to the big toasty maker in the sky. Anyway, life goes on. I'm going to search his drawers.
Yeah, sure. Roll me investigation.
More paper in my face. Oh, natural 20.
Nat 20. Cool. I was gonna drip feed you some facts, but you got a nat 20. So
Give me all the facts.
yeah, so you spent some time, I think, with your lawyer skills. You're used to going through a lot of paperwork, and you comb through this mess and find out everything that Roscoe had written down about this case, which are the following. So with regards to the loss of your magic and who did it, Warlock and Warlock, your former law firm, demonic law firm, is the prime suspect. But the question is how? Because the only way they...
I'm sorry. Continue, please.
Your former law firm is the prime suspect. But how could they have taken your magic away? Your magic, you should still have access to magic so long as you have your contract. And your contract is, the last time you checked, Roscoe did check for you, is still safe in your briefcase of holding. They would need to send someone from Warlock and Warlock to come and destroy it personally, but without there being a physical office in Xan'moxie anymore, they could only send people through a Hellgate, which would be very loud and very obvious. It happened to you when you were performing that airship heist, when a demon appeared in a big puff of flame and smoke through a rift into hell. And that's definitely not happened to you, and Roscoe's not seen any hellish activity over the past however long he's been investigating the case. Yeah, those are the facts.
I open my briefcase and I just yell into it, Eugene! Gene.
And there is no response.
I search for my contract in my briefcase.
Sure.
Does half your body go into the briefcase? Or is it just like
Half
your
my
arm?
desk body.
Oh.
I
Okay.
had to maneuver it around the corner of the desk in order to get my hand in.
Sure. Roll me an investigation check.
Oh.
That's a good old 2.
You can't find it through all of this mess. It's very messy in here.
And did you read out the findings as you were going through the paperwork to us, or was it something
I feel like I mumbled it. You know when you're Warlock and Warlock, prime suspect, that type of...
Well, I've never signed a contract with a devil or a demon or anything, but if that is the key to finding out why you don't have powers, then it seems that we need to find the contract. Where did you have it last?
No, it was in here somewhere. I pull out a fork and I throw it behind me. I pull out a copy of War and Pieces and I throw it behind me. I keep on doing this for a while until I just give up because my arm's tired and it's half a desk.
Yeah, you don't find it. It's a lot of mess in there, actually. You don't remember some of this stuff there before.
Well, seems that the only lead we have at the moment is the other person who knocked you out and killed Roscoe.
Ah, yes.
It's coming back to me.
Oh, wait, did we introduce ourselves?
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, I see unconscious people and I want to know what's up straight away. I'm Miriam Gargoyles, Park Ranger of the Xan'moxie Park Wilds.
Tomcat. The once owner, of this fine establishment.
Could you roll, both of you, could you roll me a history check?
Ooh. History check. Do.
Oh, no, Miriam and Cleo.
Oh, and I got a 6.
History with Cleo leads to 10.
Cleo, you have an inkling. The name Tomcat sounds kind of familiar, but you don't know where you know the name from. But Miriam, you don't know at all.
Well, Tom, I'm enchanted to meet you.
Likewise.
And frankly, this building looks uninhabited.
There's just dust at all the tables, just cobwebs in the corners.
Well, I mean, it used to be flooded with people eating proper toasties, shitty toasties like your friend.
Not friends.
We also made soup.
Oh, wow. Sounds like a cultural experience.
It really was.
Well, what happened? It looks like it hasn't been open for a bit.
It hasn't. I got done.
What?
What does that mean?
Well, I wasn't exactly getting my stock in the right way, if you know what I mean.
Wink.
Yes.
You exchanged facial manipulations to receive goods and services.
No, I stole it all.
Oh, okay. That would be a way to get stock.
That would be.
And it was great. It was working well. Profits was through the roof.
And then...
Well, then one day, Harry down the road, Harry Harold, he couldn't work out how I had so much money all the time. Because he's not thriving. Nope, no sirree. So he started investigating, and he looked in and he saw me getting things off the back of a truck, if you know what I mean.
That is a weird euphemism.
Yes.
There was a wink for those of you listening via only audio.
Another facial manipulation. I'm starting to catch on.
Anyway, he told me into the authorities, and now look, nothing. Desolate.
And with that story clear, you remember where you know the name from. This was a big scandal in the news recently.
Ah, I remember this. It was a big scandal in the news recently.
That's the one. The big scandal. That's what they called it. They called it the scoundrel scandal.
Yeah, the first of its kind. A lot of winking in the news report. I was lost. That's why I didn't recognize it straight away, to be honest. The news anchor was, and then the neon light, and I just lost. But I'm sorry for your loss.
So am I.
Anyway, and I continue to rummage for drawers. You think you found everything that Roscoe had about the case. Whatever news he had for you, it's not here.
Well, I guess we need to find this other person. Did you say what they look like?
Well, at first I couldn't see much of them. A little hold on, and beady little eyes.
That always beady.
The hood makes
Yes.
them smaller.
They were very good looking once they unfurled the beanie. And, they had a couple of knives and then poof,
They made
like I
them
said
into
before,
a fish.
gone.
Ouch.
Maybe if we had more distinguishing features, was he like a human or something? We could look around for
No.
him somewhere.
He was not a human. He was an orc.
Okay, well, there's lots of people in the city, many different types of races. So, I think it's important that we don't start by racial profiling people.
No, but in this case, I reckon we probably can because he was an orc.
Specifically, we can ask for orcs because you did.
Yes.
Okay.
It's fine.
But it's not a general thing.
No, orcs are lovely.
I just thought we should get that out in the clear first before we just go.
I noticed the little ball, the weird scrying orb on the ground. I go to it and like look at it.
Yeah, sure. Make me an Arcana check.
Ooh. Cleo's got skills.
13 points of them.
Cool. So it looks like a cracked scrying orb, but it looks like it's been tampered with somehow. You're not quite sure how with a 13.
Do you know what this is? Is this your phone? Did you break your phone?
No, I can't afford a phone now, can I?
Good point.
You mean scrying orb, of course.
Yes. PHON stands for
Scrying orb.
fast scrying orb.
Right, yes.
You know, our language is complex and the alphabet very long. It's got a crack in it.
Okay, well.
And I put it in. I go to put it in my briefcase of holding, and I just put it in my drawer.
Probably for the best. All right, well, I've only watched crime movies, but the way I see it is now we gotta hit the streets and look for our suspect. And Tom, you can come too, I suppose.
Well, I've got nothing else to do, so I may as well.
I go into my briefcase and I rummage around until I find a towel.
You find one eventually. It takes like a minute.
Yeah, I rummage for a good old minute of... and then I find a towel and I give you a towel.
And I take my coat off and I start wringing it out. And I put the towel on and I do this.
And you fluff up a bit.
Ah! Oh yeah. What does Tomcat look like? Like.
So I think like an orangey,
Like the
like a
orangey
ginger
white
cat.
sort of.
Yeah, with little stripes. So
Okay.
like some of it's like
Garfield style?
yeah, a little bit, but like much more slender and tall.
Yeah.
And
Slender Garfield.
so he's got like the lighter orange and then like the thicker sort of darker orange stripes.
The
but he's
Frosty's
white
Tony the
around
Tiger.
here.
Is that closer to where we're at?
Yeah, maybe.
You're Tony the Tiger.
No, but
No,
he's,
he's
like-
Tomcat.
Tomcat.
he's
Yeah,
actually
of course.
like very, very good looking as well.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
So you're saying he's like sexy Garfield?
Excuse me, Tony the Frosty's Tiger was
so
very
sorry.
handsome.
Okay, you've got some things to work
right.
through. I
Yeah.
feel.
And they're all cereal based. Oh my god, that
Cereal
cornflakes
killers.
cockerel. Oh! Wake me up in the morning.
So where are you headed?
Yes. Okay. Well, he was wearing a hood.
1 minute. I go to the desk, I pick out my scrying orb, not the cracked one, and I speed dial the captain of the Vanguard.
Oh, okay, sure.
Oh. Okay.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
Great. So you call Mathis Grimley, who was once very involved with this party, and he picks up and
Put him on speaker.
you hear a familiar voice on the other hand. Oh, hey, Cleo, what's up? I didn't just wake up. No, what's up? Can I help?
It's Miriam as well, and it sounds like you just woke up.
Oh, hey, Miriam. Nope. I've been at work all day and I haven't been drinking. What?
hello, it's also Tom. G'day.
Hi, Tom. I'm Mathis, captain of the Vanguard, peacekeeping force of the city. Pleasure to meet ya. I'm being very professional.
Lovely to scrying or meet you.
Yes, you sound very handsome. Anyway, what is it?
I need you to run a data profile check for me.
Right now?
Yes, right now. What? 2 minutes earlier? Actually, that would have been convenient. Can you come back in time?
It's 10 o'clock on a Friday, Cleo. I'm not in the office.
Nah, well, you should get back there at once. What are you doing?
What are you looking for?
What are the details of this orc creature?
He's very good looking, and he had 2 knives and beady little eyes.
You said handsome, and then you said beady eyes. It's conflicting information here.
You can be handsome and have beady eyes.
I mean, maybe. I'd have to see him for myself.
Well, I guess it's, it's really, I guess it's more subjective than that, isn't it? I mean, you might not find him handsome. I did.
Well, look, what is this for? Is this...
Oh, there was a terrible crime.
Crime.
An act of passion. A man murdered.
But why didn't you lead with the murder?
Ah, details. You're always about the details.
Fine, I'll see what I can do. Orc, handsome, beady eyes, knives.
Anything else?
He killed Roscoe, the private investigator. Stabbed him.
There are a lot of Roscoes in the detective business. You're gonna have to be more specific.
He's a dwarf, and looking at him, I'd say he was a Pisces.
Oh, and he had toasties without cheese.
Yeah, it was weird.
He was a monster.
Yeah.
Not a great tipper.
Wait. Ruddy Roscoe? That Roscoe? Weird toasty Roscoe?
One of them.
Ugh.
Many have died.
He used to be Xangard, and he quit, started his own detective thing. He was fine, I guess. Look, where are you? I'll send people over, I guess.
Where you remember the Tom that with the scandal and the woman with the lot of
Yeah,
winking
big
on the
scandal.
news?
I don't know how he got away with it. He should be in jail.
Yeah, no.
No, we shouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't know Tomcat at all.
Anyway, meet us in front of that place.
I'll send someone over. I am too hungover.
And bring snacks.
Have you been speaking to Sabrina at all? You hang up.
I am mean. Cool. And we wait until
Sure.
I see you haven't lost your edge.
Nope.
And I might like go hide a little bit because now I'm worried he's going to arrest me.
Yeah, sure. Roll me a stealth check.
So 12.
Sure. Why don't you tell me where you're hiding?
Well, I was thinking, you know how cats can kind of fit anywhere as long as their head can fit into it. So there's like a small opening in the back room that kind of is like down the side of a fridge. And then I want to go, and like the fridge space, but like around the back.
I want to go to my carriage, which is still there.
Sure.
Open up the.
You've been like the meter's just been going up this whole time.
Well, there's money, but a plaything. And then I grab some boots from the back of the thing, and I offer them. They're the only other clothing that I have on my carriage. Well, it's actually not my carriage. They belong to the driver, but I've just taken his boots.
Those are my boots.
No. And then I walk straight back in, and I'm like, here, this can help you have a disguise. Take the boots.
And I'm offended because that seems like a bit of a stereotype, putting a puss in boots.
Walked right into that one, Cleo.
And so I take them because I don't want to get arrested, but I've now got my eye on you.
But your feet are hidden, right?
Yes.
So no one can tell that you're wearing boots.
Still.
Great. So minutes pass, and then you hear sirens in the street overhead as you see a small airship land in this very narrow street. It's kind of just wedged between two buildings, and then a rope comes down, and you see a member of the Xan'guard come down. She is an older-looking elf.
Miriam takes off a badge, is like, Miriam Gargoyles, Park Ranger of the Xan'moxie Park Wilds. Don't worry, we got this one under wraps.
You sure? I heard there was a murder.
God help me, I don't know what I'm doing. There's a body inside.
Look, it's fine. I'm here. Martha sent me. Show me the body.
Okay, right this way, mister. I mean, ma'am. I mean, you. You person, you. I'm sorry, I'm very flustered.
Right. And she comes through, and she does not notice Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead, is she coming through the front door of the restaurant?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So yes, I think she's too focused on the busted wall and the debris and the dead body, and
Fair.
oh wow, this yep, he's definitely dead. And she wipes up some blood. Yep, definitely dead.
She sniffs it.
Is
so-
that necessary?
Hey, look, I'm not going to tell you how to do your job, Miss Park Ranger.
All right.
Anyway, what happened? What do you know?
There's a random sound. It's like ding ding, and then we relay the entire story and all the facts that we know.
Right.
But I say it in a way that's kind of like, and then this thing happened.
Flashback montage.
Yes. Me posing. It's grayscale. Miriam's looking a bit like shocked. And
She looks like hotter in this flashback as well.
yes, I'm less of a desk. In this flashback too.
Yeah. Great.
Right. And why are you a desk? Is that important to the story?
It's
Or?
not important to the story.
Okay, great. It doesn't seem like a normal thing to wear.
Excuse me?
Well, I mean,
You sniff blood. Back to
again,
business.
part of the investigating. We've got people looking for an orc.
Yes,
That's right.
a handsome orc.
All right, well, we can't do anything.
And then you just hear, with beady eyes!
Yes, beady eyes. She pulls up her scrying up. Yes, I've got it here in the case file. Look, we can't move on this until we profiled some people. We can't just go off unless you have a lead. Where did they go? Did they just run off?
From what I understand, this person was trying to silence the investigator because they had vital information about her powers.
Powers? You're gonna have to elaborate.
Ah, yes. Let me just ask this fridge if the fridge has any more details. Hello, fridge.
Hello.
Ah, the talking fridge.
Sure, be a deception check.
Oh, that's cute. I'm gonna say that was a.
You can't just say that it's a number.
13.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I've been looking on the new model myself. Anyway, yeah, have your conversation. I'll just be over here inspecting this body.
We need more information before she starts asking questions about my background.
Did you tell her about the eyes?
Yes, the eyes, the handsomeness. We need. What else happened?
Well, they come in. They're wrestling. I tried to pull them off, but I was too wet. Then I got out of the way real quick because they were about to just pummel me over, and then Beady Eyes was on top, and then he stabbed, and then he said something. He called me darling.
He called you the fridge, darling.
Yes, me the fridge.
Chilling.
And the elf steps away from the body, and now more of the Xan'guard have arrived. They've put up some tape around the restaurant, and they've just drawn a little line around the body.
Great.
And they're all just chatting amongst themselves. And
I walk over and I'm like,
yeah. So what did you learn from your fridge?
I learned that the ice is best kept freezing.
Yeah, I honestly don't know why you asked the fridge, but if it helps the investigation.
Yes. He said the word darling. He uses the word darling.
Darling. All right, well.
Prolifically.
What about the smoke bomb?
Oh, there was this. And I shuffle my drawer open. This tampered scrying orb.
Ah, yes, I recognize it. It's looks like it's been rigged to create some kind of blinding flash. That's fairly common among the criminal underworld. We'll take it from here. You can go home. This will take some time, but we'll tell you.
How much, like montage type time, or?
I mean, it could take weeks until we find the person.
Oh, I wait for a moment that she's distracted, and I try and sneak the scrying orb back. The tampered one.
Yeah, sure. Roll me a
Doesn't have to be like immediately.
Roll me a sleight of hand with disadvantage because there are multiple Xan'guard people here.
Cool, good old 4.
Yeah, they all notice you. Like, hey, what are you doing? Says one of the other random Xan'guards.
Quickly, I saw Tomcat run that way.
Tomcat!
Of the Tomcat cats.
But we can't touch him until the trial.
Ah, but you want to.
Oh,
He's running down that alley and he could go anywhere.
Roll me deception.
Oh, God.
8.
I mean, and then the elf steps in. Nope. We literally have a murder happening here. Stay here. The rest of you go home.
Ugh.
No longer required.
Very well.
You're no longer required.
We'll get back to you in 7 to 14 working days.
That's what they all say.
Well, I suppose we should just leave. Goodbye, sweet fridge. You've been good to us. She's gonna slap
Can
it
they-
twice.
Can they? So, because the fridge is out the back.
Oh, so it's
where
in
are
another
the-
room.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Where are the Xan'guards?
They're all in like the main restaurant area. They're all just very focused on the body.
Okay, so can I slip out?
Yes, you
go
will
out
have to
back
make me
door.
a stealth check, but you can have advantage.
Yeah, so we've shouted that out to you, and I guess we'll go out the front then.
15.
Yeah, we're the 15. You're fine. You slip out the back where you see Miriam and Cleo waiting out the front.
Oi, can I still come with you?
Sure. You're the best lead we have so far.
And you're quite sneaky. I don't know how you got out of there.
Stealth.
Right.
That's
I
where the
start
credits
licking
roll.
everyone.
Oh no.
Amazing.
I whistle for my cab, and when it gets near,
I mean, the carriage is like a couple meters.
I whistle for the carriage.
There's just like some lights flash up, and it just starts reversing.
Yeah.
As you just hear the horses that are pulling this carriage, I assume, just go beep, 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 beep. And they just reverse like a couple meters.
Yeah.
And the door opens.
So Cleo, Thank you for getting the Zan Uber, by the way. But where are we
I
going?
can't split it with you.
That's fine. Let's go back to my manor house. I have an elaborate database system of my own because I don't trust anybody.
That checks out.
And we cut away to Cleo's lavish manor. And
Wait, are you like a Batman figure? I mean, Jack's asking that. Are you like a Batman type figure?
But a really crap one. It's like Cleo has the money to do it, and she has like the desire to do it, but it just doesn't come off
like
as
a
slick.
disdain for the poor and people in need.
Yeah, so it's kind of just like three computers connected up to each other, and one's playing like music.
Yeah, so we cut away to Cleo's lavish manor in East Xan'moxie. As you walk through the very tall golden doors, you're greeted by 12 servants who all bow. Welcome back, madam.
Remember, no eye contact. Don't look at them. Don't.
And they remain
acknowledge.
bowed while the three of you walk past as you take your companions to your surveillance room. It is a blacked out room next to your very large library, where you have a series of scrying orbs all linked up to each other. And there's just a buzzing sound emitting from here. Of course, you acquired this from your time as a lawyer when you needed to get some little extra dirt to help a case. It's highly illegal. You've never mentioned it before.
So, Tom, we may not be this alike as much as you thought we might be, but we are not. Yes.
What?
Nothing. I sit down and I start typing. But I'm just looking up a recipe for dinner because I'm hungry.
What do you look up?
I am after like a ratatouille type meal today.
Yeah, sure. Like, you get a link to a recipe on taste.moxie. And that's the domain.
Mox.
.mox.
Mox, yeah.
And it's for a ratatouille with real rat person in it.
And I click send email to kitchen@cleoshouse.mox.
Yep, and you send it off. And all of your little machines just begin beeping, and you hear just a buzzing, and it goes off.
Well, the machines start neighing. Because if the horses beep.
Well, these are, of course, cutting edge technology.
Yeah.
All powered by essence and crystals and wireless antennae.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, so Miriam's going to be like pacing while you're doing this because she has no idea what you're doing. And she's like, now think back to all of those great crime novels that you used to read. We have to have something. We know they commit crime. Are there like bulletin boards? People who match the details of our perp?
I'd start typing in www.criminals.mox.
Criminals.mox comes up to, I think it's been bought by a search engine. Like, it just goes to, like, just ads to start popping up. Of course, with their own rustic charm.
Apparently, there's someone really looking for us right now. It could be them.
There are hot singles in your area.
They are, yes. You said they were single, right? I start clicking. And
No, don't click on those.
Can you roll an intelligence save, please?
You brought pop-up spam into this fantasy
8.
world.
Yeah, you've infected your whole surveillance system with a radio virus. And it all just shuts off.
They must know we're onto them. They've blacked out the computers.
Oh, man.
Right, what next?
Well, that's me. I just click my fingers and someone starts, like, feeding me tea? What's the drink equivalent of being... Would you feed
Someone brings in a hamster feeder for you?
Yeah, would you like one?
No, thank you. I drink from a cup.
Your favorite servant walks in with some tea.
Ah, yes, number 6.
Madam, would you like some tea for your companions as well?
Yes, but they have it in cups.
Yes, what kind of tea shall you be having?
Oolong, thank you.
Yes, a fine choice. And you, sir?
Oh, great.
Interesting. Okay, I'll contact the kitchen staff.
I would send an email, but my computer, they've blocked us out.
Oh, madam, have you downloaded a virus again?
No, there were hot singles. And I
Yes,
was so
I've told
close.
you time and time again, madam, there are no hot singles in your area.
There hasn't been for quite some
This property is so vast. Where do you think there would be in the property? None of us are allowed to wed. That's part of our job contract.
No, 6. What would I do without you?
Here, let me just fix this for you.
Thank you.
And he begins working on your surveillance setup to try and get it working again.
6, you're a man of the city, by which I mean specifically these grounds.
Well, yes, Xan'moxie, born and raised.
Where would we find a wanted list? People who had perpetrated crimes.
Oh, have you tried criminals.co.mox?
You know what? I don't think we have.
I turn and look at Cleo.
I'm still having some of my feeder tea.
Yeah, but I guess we can't do that if the virus is in the system.
Well, no, I fixed it now.
Oh, marvelous.
I've even loaded up criminals.co.mox for you.
Oh, you are a wonderful number 6.
And will you all be dining on the ratatouille?
Would be rude not to, I suppose.
Tom's not even paying attention. He's just like playing with the Earl Grey string.
Yeah. Great.
What?
Would you like to eat with us?
Oh yes.
Well, good. Dinner will be ready in... we'll tell you, probably.
We'll let you know if there are any more pop-ups.
Yes, very good. Surf the web safe.
Web safe!
Of course, I'm referring to the physical spider's web that connects all of the online
yes.
presences in Xan'moxie.
Oh, yes.
Goodbye. And he leaves the room.
Ah, that was good tea.
And yes, so criminals.co.mox is up on your surveillance. And it is the official Xanguard wanted list. And you just scroll through and you just see lots of faces come up.
Does this one, like, every time we get
Yeah.
to a new face, it's like, does this one ring a bell?
And each time you do that, like Tom is doing something else, like more cat-like.
Yeah.
Like right now, this like his bottom left leg is up in the air and he's like licking,
The inner thigh.
yeah,
Great.
his tail and what?
Does this one look...
Oh no, that's not him.
Okay, keep scrolling, Cleo,
And then you're like really glacially scrolling through.
Miriam tells you to scroll up and then you make it scroll up.
No, I've got my internet glasses on. And
Out,
I put them down, and then I put them up every time we lean over to you, and then I have to go and put them down again.
my God.
Then scroll and do the same procedure each time.
And it's scrolling very slowly, but then, Tom, you recognize them. There is an orc here with a... how I described them earlier in the episode, which I've already forgotten.
They're the
they've-
mohawks?
Yes. They have androgynous features, and a mohawk and beady eyes, but now you all look upon this person. Yeah, even with these beady eyes, they make it work. Yeah, it's a very handsome mugshot. I think
Yeah.
they're winking. They've got like a really feisty, spicy smile going
Yeah,
on.
and I really relate to that. I'm like, yeah.
Do they have a name on file?
Yes, Calamity. 20,000 Xan'moxie.
that's a hell of a name.
That's a lot of burn money.
And they are wanted for theft, petty crime, grand larceny, murder, and littering.
The worst of the crimes.
It's just got a list of all their offences, and also that they usually hang around, last spotted around the harbour, the sunken harbour.
Ah.
We've been to that part of town before. That's where
We fought Betty Bryan.
Betty Bryan, yes, she had that establishment that we...
Flashback to last season, where you destroyed a crime lord's cover restaurant in flames, fire and smoke.
Firing things at Betty Bryan on top of the water fountain, and the Xanguard were flooding in. It was a beautiful
Memories.
time.
And Tom, you just see these two just like gazing up and just, fire, yeah, and I killed her, yeah. Giant octopus woman, great.
Eldritch Blast. Eldritch Blast. Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, you did magic back then. That was cool. Yeah.
You are back to the present, and you've done reminiscing, and you know that they have been found frequenting the sunken harbour.
Okay, well, this is good. We've got a location, we've got a name.
I clicked print.
And it prints very slowly.
And we wait.
And every now and then Tom just goes,
He swats at it.
And then I email the kitchen to say to move the dinner to carriage number 5B.
How will our heroes get out of this one? Find out after these messages.
Hello, fellow Xan'moxians. It's time once more for our featured Citizen of the Week. This week, say hello to Silly Pseudonym, one of Xan'moxie's most prominent residents. For those of you born yesterday, the mimic known as Silly Pseudonym was the leading voice in the fight to recognize mimics as legal citizens of Xan'moxie, giving speeches such as this. We are people, not objects. We may look like your grandmother's antique lamp or the clothes on your body, but we have rights. Rights to sink our many rows of tiny sharp teeth into you and dissolve your flesh with our corrosive secretions. We do it because we must. Because we are hungry. And sometimes because we are bored and we feel like it. Oh, Silly Pseudonym, we treasure you. Thank you for everything you've done for Xan'moxie.
Hey everyone, it's me, Peak, your Dungeon Master. Hope you're enjoying the episode. If you want to be immortalized as a figure in Xan'moxie in a featured Citizen of the Week segment, like the one you just heard, head to patreon.com/DNDQAU and sign up to the $5 a month tier or higher. Supporting the show helps us to grow and bring you a better experience, and of course, there are some fun goodies at the higher tiers as well. If you can't donate, that's okay too. You can also help us out by telling your friends about us, leaving a review on iTunes, or following us at DNDQAU on Twitter and Facebook. Also, we have some live shows coming up. On the 29th of September, you can find us at OzComicCon in Sydney at 4:30 PM for a very special musical improv episode of Dungeons & Drag Queers. And between the 11th and 13th of October, we'll be at PAX Australia in Melbourne for a regular live episode. The exact date of that is TBD, but you can follow our socials to keep updated with our live show movements. Okay, with announcements out of the way, we have just one important disclaimer before we get back to the episode. This podcast has been edited from a live stream recording. Dead air and non-sequiturs have been edited out to cut down the episode length and maintain coherency. All of this will be normal for episodes going forward. However, in this episode, we have also cut out lines where the character Calamity was unintentionally referred to by the incorrect pronouns. For the record, Calamity is non-binary and uses they-them pronouns. Our aim first and foremost is to minimize harm and prevent our audience from having to hear a character be misgendered. By mentioning it here, we acknowledge that it did happen, and we aren't just sweeping it under the rug. We apologize for it happening in the first place. Dungeons & Drag Queers is about diverse storytelling, and that has to include inclusive language. Going forward, we'll be holding ourselves to a higher standard so that we can bring you stories from the world as it should be. So with that in mind, let's get back to the episode. You're en route to the sunken harbour in one of Cleo's many carriages.
Yeah,
and I think
we're having dinner.
You're having dinner, yeah. So
and
there's just a table set up. Great.
In the carriage.
So we cut in there. You are in the carriage eating ratatouille with real rat person in it.
I pull out a tail. I start playing with it.
And you're a chef.
Yes, this is all right. No toasty. With cheese.
Don't look at me. I didn't make it. I'm not offended. Not my food. Well, it's my food. I own it. But you know what I mean.
Okay, well, I don't think it's the worst rat person I've eaten.
You've eaten multiple?
Yes. We spent a lot of time in that sewer. A lot of time.
And again, Miriam and Cleo are just reminiscing. Are just watching them stare off into the distance silently.
Rats. Yeah, and then you see like a Broadway show light up on a sign outside that says rats, rats, rats.
And you are moments away from reaching the sunken harbour.
Okay, great. Now, when we get to the street, what's the plan?
We need a subtle entrance. No one should suspect a thing.
Right, so we don't announce ourselves. Got it. Then what? We're looking for this person? Should we just take the handout and walk around and ask people for whether or not they've seen them?
That sounds highly suspicious.
Right. What would you do?
You're a criminal.
Hey,
Sorry.
allegedly.
You're an alleged criminal.
I'm yet to be convicted. What
You're-
I would do
Pre-criminal.
is I would speak to people around the area, but make sure you give them one of these winkies so they know to keep it on the DL.
We'll wink them off.
Well, that's not a term I would use, but we can do that if you like.
I saw it on one of those spam ads I got.
No. No.
We'll do whatever's required, even if we all have to wink them off.
I myself will not be winking anyone off. I will be winking a lot, though. So what we do,
Right. I understand the distinction.
we describe our mysterious calamity to the people we find But we don't let them know that we're looking for them. We just say, "Oh, handsome beady eyes, any around here?" And then we wink.
Got it.
Got it.
And then somebody will likely be like, "Oh, I've seen one of those."
All right, I will follow your lead, Tom.
Yes.
Alright. And then Tom just starts licking his tail again.
I am not licking my tail.
I don't have a tail.
Good
Wait,
point.
you have a tail?
No.
So you're clear on the plaid?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
A lot of winking.
You step out of the carriage into the sunken harbour.
There they are.
They are wearing street clothes now, but you can't mistake that mohawk and those beady eyes.
And that rugged handsomeness.
All right.
They're a dream.
Why don't we draw them into an alleyway where we can give them some street justice?
You know what, though? They've seen me.
Right.
So they've not seen you.
Yes.
You're right.
I should go hide, and maybe you could approach them and ask for directions or something.
Talking is my strong suit.
Yes.
All right. We'll just ask for directions and slowly walk them to the alley. Because
We need to go alley exploring. Yes, that's what tourists do. Explore the alleyways.
So can Tom go and hide in the alley?
Yeah, sure.
And, watch
So you're just
around?
going to go ahead to an alleyway?
Yes.
Yeah, the agreed upon alleyway.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
And I'll go hide in there.
In a box.
If I find one, I will.
There is a upturned, rain-sodden box.
I just keep jumping in, and then picking up, and then jumping out. I just keep doing that.
So stealthy.
So you follow this person, and they are walking along the pier at the sunken harbour.
Miriam's going to take out a guide map of the city that she has with her as a park ranger. And she's like,
frankly, dear, I have no idea where we are.
I also put on a voice. Oh boy.
Yes, this is me putting on a voice.
Why? I'm so new to the city. And I want to see an alleyway.
Could you please both make me performance checks?
I don't know why I married you. That voice could cut through glass.
Oh, 21.
Oh, damn.
It cut through glass real fast.
Performance? -1, I still did pretty good. 17.
Yeah, you give up a fairly convincing performance. Calamity turns around and they flash their beady, handsome eyes at you. Sorry, did I hear you needed directions?
Oh, hey.
That's right. We're hopelessly lost in this marvelous city of yours. We were hoping we could see an alleyway.
I mean, there are plenty of alleyways, and they gesture to alleyways like that one and that one. Take your pick.
Oh, that one looks marvelous. I'm just worried we wouldn't make it.
Oh, yeah. I'm so afraid of the darkness getting me.
Where are you from?
Somewhere.
South of town.
Roll me persuasion.
The old South Bank.
Am I doing it? Or
Both of you, please.
Alright.
Oh, 23.
5.
Right, well, I suppose I could, I am an enterprising orc. If I could, perhaps I could act as your tour guide.
Oh, mighty fine.
That would make me and my wife very happy.
I would, of course, have to charge.
Oh, yes. Whilst I fumble, take me over to the alleyway. And I open up my,
You say
purse.
whilst I fumble?
Yes. And it's, got so many notes in there. I'm clearly making a statement that I'm,
Oogles of Xan'moxie?
Oogles of Moogles.
Well, of course, I am a very sought-after tour guide, so I'm going to have to charge a modest 1,000 Xan'moxie to show you the finest alleyways the city has to offer.
That would be fine with us. Money is no object.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to have to take the payment now for collateral. In case anything goes wrong, I will be liable for both of you ladies.
Correct.
Yes. Well, we will walk and I will fumble in my purses.
I'm sorry, my dear, I ain't stepping 1 foot further until you pay me right up front. Yeah, they seem like they'll do that.
They're on the level. We should trust him with our hard-earned savings.
Sorry, they. But well,
They,
my manners.
sorry.
I am
You're right.
Calamity.
That's
Pleasure to meet your acquaintance. And you are?
I am Janet.
Well then, Janet, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Jackson.
Well, Janet and Jackson, if I could get my payment, please.
Oh, we're all right. You were fine, chick.
I accept only cash.
Only cash. I've just got cash. I don't have any only cash on me. Oh, and I fall down.
Now you're right there, madam. How about I hold your purse?
Oh, I can't see. The light is drifting from my eyes.
Okay, and then I'll pick up your purse and hand 1,000 then.
I need to give you an amount of money at some point.
You do.
But until then, well, thank you. Right this way, ladies.
Oh, I see again. And I climb back up.
Is there any alleyway in particular you'd like to see?
That one with the enchanting box I was hoping to look at.
I love a
Could you
box.
roll me a stealth check, please?
Sure.
Tom?
Oh, I hope you're inside the box at this point.
I haven't. I've poked 2 little holes.
Oh my god.
Ooh, a 20. Not natural.
Sure. And Calamity takes you into this alleyway and, oh, you're in luck, ladies. This is one of the city's finest alleyways. That box there is actually a sculptural installation by one of the city's finest artists. I can tell you more about it if, well, for a little extra.
I will not kiss you. And I slap them.
Yeah, sure, make me an attack roll.
Oh my god.
6.
Sure.
I'm an old lady.
They just step out of the way. And I do not mean to offend, madam, but I would not make a pass at a married woman. There are simply things about this city that I have very specialized knowledge about. But I've taken you to an alleyway, and if that's it, then I've got my end of the bargain, and I can be right on out of here if I am causing you any distress.
Miriam's going to start folding up her map in a really serious manner and put it back in her pocket. Calamity did you murder a man earlier today?
Ah, shit. And they start running.
No! I'm going to try and
Yeah, sure. Make me an athletics check.
grapple them. Da-da-da. That's a 10.
Oh, wow.
Well, that is low for Miriam.
Yeah.
And they are very acrobatic. They actually just flip out of your grasp, and they begin running down the alleyway.
But before they like as that happens, is Tom able to pounce out of the?
Yes. Are you
box?
trying to grab them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Make me an athletics check with advantage.
Damn you and your slippery biscuits!
Ooh.
Oh.
No, the same. 17.
Oh, that is not enough. What? Yeah, they are very acrobatic.
I pull out a crossbow.
Yep. Okay, so let me describe the scene that's happening here. So, Miriam, you go to grab them, and they have just suddenly this calm demeanor they had suddenly looks frenzied, and they've just done a backflip as Tomcat jumps out of this box to try and grab them, but they just fall through your hands. And now, Cleo, what are you doing?
I tilt forward. My desk drawer opens. I pull a crossbow and I fire.
Yep, make a shot.
14.
That is gonna miss.
Oh my god.
They are very agile, and they begin running up this alleyway. Could I get athletics checks, as we are now in a chase? I won't roll initiative.
That is not good.
I will just have them do
3.
stuff.
Oh my god, why am I doing well?
This is the worst.
18.
I got 3.
9.
So Tom and Miriam, they outrun you, but Cleo, you are keeping pace.
In a desk.
In a
Everyone.
As you're running, your drawers are just sliding in and open, and it's just making like a clang, 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 clang. And they turn their back to you, and so we're in pseudo initiative, and they are going first, but the three of you can act in whatever order you wish. They turn around and just toss a couple daggers your way, Cleo. Let's say that the desk is medium armor. It's a very steady desk.
medium. So what do I get plus?
It'll be 13 plus your dex.
Ah, cool. Sweet. Yeah, that doesn't hit me.
And you'll be hit with the second one, though. So
What if I refuse?
one of the daggers just gets lodged into your desk. But the other one is going to hit you for 7 damage.
Cool.
Hits you in the leg. Could you make me a Constitution save?
10.
It is the dagger has gone straight into your leg, and it is looks like they were going right for there. And it's going to be difficult for you to run. So from now on, you'll be making athletics checks with disadvantage.
Oh, gosh.
But we now go to you, the three of you. They are far ahead. Cleo, you can go first because you are the closest.
Mm-hmm. And how far away is... what's the name again?
Calamity.
Calamity.
They are, let's say, within 60 feet.
Let's say within 60 feet.
Fast runner.
And I have no magic. Alright. Come
But
on.
you have imagination.
Imagination.
What else is around in the alleyway?
So we're at the harbour, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the harbour's kind of a low end of town.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's got like a it's the only hub. There's like a fancy end and like a low end. This is definitely the more scummy end.
And how are there a lot of people around?
No, you're in an alleyway.
Oh, we're still in like
Yeah, these
we
are like
went-
a back streets.
Oh, okay. Then that plan won't work. I want to rip one of the daggers, the dagger that went into the desk.
Yep.
I want to grab and throw.
Mm-hmm. You notice a big scratch mark on your desk.
This was Xan'moxie.
You could just say oak. It can exist in a fantasy world.
Xan'moxie.
I rolled a hit.
It's well known that you just place Xan in
Yep.
front of things to make them more expensive.
Exactly.
That's the whole town.
So that'll be plus 5 again.
9.
You're going to miss, and it
Yeah.
just zooms past. I'd actually grab it.
Oh.
Thank you, my lady. And Miriam and Tom, what are you doing?
Okay, how far away am I?
Can I get you both to make athletics checks again? Because they are still speeding ahead.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my god.
12.
3.
Yep, you're still pacing behind Cleo.
Jeez. Okay.
Wow.
Well,
You're still-
I'm gonna use my full turn to just run. I guess. Can
Yeah,
I
sure.
move even faster?
Yep, if you dash, I'll let you make another athletics check.
Yes. Yes. Great. I'm gonna do that. It's got natural 20
Oh,
plus
wow.
7.
Oh, great. So you
27.
get a burst of adrenaline and you catch up to Cleo. And then with your 20, you leap and then land on her desk and use it as a springboard. And you're launching yourself towards Calamity.
Great.
Well, that's.
What do you
that's a
do?
sentence.
You are about to collide with them.
Oh, I will. I'm gonna try and grapple them again.
Yeah, sure. You have advantage on this grapple.
Oh boy.
23.
23.
Well, that does not beat a natural 20.
Damn it!
Oh.
And they see you coming and they just duck. And then,
And I'm like, go!
and then Miriam, you go flying down into the end of this, the now dead end of this alleyway through all these streets. Could you make me a dexterity save?
That's pretty good. 22.
Yep. You manage to catch yourself using your park ranger training, and you.
I land in a cartwheel.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, you soften the blow entirely. You don't take any damage. You have landed in some garbage bags, which have softened the fall a little bit, but you're now a bit wet and sticky.
Ooh.
Tom, what are you doing?
Well, I'm gonna have to dash up, but I can.
Yep. So make me an athletics check.
Again. We know it's gonna be 3. Not far off 9.
Yep. So with a 9, you're still lagging behind. You're catching up to Cleo.
Okay, and I can do it again according to this.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, so-
you can use your bonus action to dash as a rogue, and I will let you make another athletics check.
Be a good one. 10.
So you overtake Cleo, but just slightly, because Cleo is limp running.
As a desk.
With a desk leg. Missing
So
a leg.
Cleo and Tom, you are about to catch up with Calamity, and Miriam, you are further ahead
I've
at a
launched
dead end.
ahead.
Yep.
Yeah.
Calamity turns around, looks at everyone, and then just begins wall jumping between these two buildings, and just scales the walls and makes it up to a one-story building, and just starts running around along the roof. Can't catch me, fats! And it is back to, I guess Cleo went first before, so it's back to you.
I whistle.
What are you whistling for?
My carriage.
Oh my god.
Yeah, roll me a performance check to see if you can whistle that far.
A performance check on whistling. That's brilliant. A 9.
You whistle and it goes unanswered. So you believe. You don't know. You are like a couple blocks away from where it's parked though.
I'm still running like towards the direction that they ran.
They're going up.
Yep, they're going up.
But then they go in, or they're just
So-
ascending.
They've gone up and then they've turned right on a rooftop.
Okay, so I'm kind of like trying to still follow them.
Yeah, so like
otherwise.
there is like the street opens up into like a small narrow street that can turn right before you get to the dead end that Miriam is on. You're just running through that?
Yep.
Cool. Miriam, what you doing?
How far up is it?
It's like a bit of a steep climb. Do you have any? Oh, I mean, you've got boots,
I've got boots. I forgot I have
Oh my
boots.
god, your boot.
which you wore to your date because
I-
they're your best pair of shoes.
Definitely one of my days. They're the most expensive thing I own.
You remember you have them, and you dash back toward the spot that they ran up. Why don't you tell the audience what these boots are and what they look like?
So I have these beautiful brown leather hiking boots, which are emblazoned with the Xan'moxie Park Rangers logo on them.
Which does exist somewhere, saved on a PSD.
And I kind of kick them once, and they shimmer with like some slight green energy as I channel my thing into it, and I can climb up walls with a
Yes.
spider climb.
As part of your being an exceptional park ranger of the Xan'moxie Park Wild, I'm
That's
gifted
right.
these planar hiking boots.
Yes,
And they adapt to any terrain.
any terrain.
Like vertical.
Like wall terrain. Yeah, so she's gonna run up the wall.
Yep, you run up a wall. And you can see them jumping across
And then she
roofs.
says, "Park wall," as she does it. Great.
Perfect. And Tom, what are you doing?
Well, I can climb without using a movement.
Yes, you
I'm
can.
gonna scale up.
Yep. Yeah, as a thief and as a tabaxi, I think you just have a climb speed and are good at climbing. So roll me an athletics check to see if you catch up. But you climb these walls with ease.
9.
So you make it to the top. Then you and Miriam are behind them, and they are a building away. They've jumped across. And now it's their turn again. They turn around. They see the two of you have reached the roofs, and they swear and throw 2 daggers at each of you. Well, 1 dagger at each of you. Miriam, what is your AC?
Am I wearing armor?
I mean, what were you wearing to your date? That's
Well, I said I was wearing my park ranger shirt
Yeah.
and outfit, so
yeah. So you have your regular AC.
great.
Yeah. You feel sexiest when you're impervious to all forms of attack.
Absolutely. I won't have my shield out because I'm not running, but so it'll be 16.
Yep. That will hit you.
Oh.
And
But
Tom,
what
what
if
is your
I
AC?
did have my shield
14.
That will also hit you. So you're both going to take 6 damage.
Ooh.
Aiming for the legs again. Could you both make con saves?
Yes.
Oh, you didn't have
19.
Miriam, it lands right in your thigh, and it hurts, but you just pull it out.
Ah!
And what was I doing?
Constitution save.
10.
Yep. So it is lodged in your leg pretty bad, and you're finding it difficult to run. But it's back to Cleo. You're on the ground, and you are a desk.
I'm on the ground and I'm a desk. Back to you.
You have gone ahead and turned a corner, and you can see these figures jumping across roofs above you, and you're just running alongside.
Yes, and I'm still whistling.
Yeah, sure. Make me another.
Whistle while I work.
Make me another performance check.
8.
Yeah, you continue whistling, and there are some people now here who are watching the scene unfold. And you just hear someone murmur, "Why is she whistling so loud? What's she
Good point.
doing?"
Can I just lean forward and grab my orb?
You can. Next turn.
She a smart cookie.
All right, Miriam, you're chasing Calamity across the roofs along the sunken harbor.
Yes.
What do you do?
Uh,
Maybe an athletics check to try and catch up with them.
Yes. 14.
Yep. You catch up to them. You are running alongside them.
Oh, great. Third time's a charm. I'm just gonna try and grapple them again. Why is this so hard? 11.
Which also is lower than a 27.
That's correct.
So again, you jump and they slip
Right.
out of your grasp.
It's like you're made out of butter.
And they turn around and they wink at you.
Yeah.
And Tom,
that's
it's your
me.
turn.
All right, so I've got something in my leg.
So make an athletics check with disadvantage.
5.
Yep, so with a 5, you
Why are we
run up to the edge of this roof and you feel like you can't make the jump. So you stop.
Right.
It is their turn, and they do a leg sweep next to you.
Fair enough.
And that will hit your AC.
Yeah.
For 10 damage.
Oh. Ooh.
Can I get you to make a strength save, please?
Yes. 22.
Cool. You are not knocked over by the force of this blow, but they continue running. And it is your turn, Miriam.
So over this. I'm going to... So, what's in between me and them?
They are about to jump across to another building, but you are still on the same roof, and it's not that big of a building.
Okay.
They've just moved like 20 feet away from you.
20 feet away from me. If possible, I'm going to grab a twig out of my pocket, and then I'm going to snap it and cast spike growth.
Yeah.
In between them and the perimeter of the roof.
Sure.
So it kind of funnels them
What is your spell
towards
save DC?
me. Very low.
Because it happens.
It happens,
They make it. They
Oh, they have
20.
to check. Yeah, they saw it.
They stop. Well, they stop actually. They were about to run ahead, and they stop before the spike growth, and they are just going to turn around and just fists up.
Oh.
All right, if this is how you want to do it, and it is Tom and Cleo.
I pick up my orb. I open it. Speed down number 6. And I say, "Get me the chopper."
Madam, you don't have a chopper.
Oh, get me the... I speed down number 1 to the captain of the Zanga.
Yeah, Cleo. Mathis grimly answers. Cleo, I'm working on it. It's
Locate Miriam Zan orb. Or the tracking device I placed in her.
oh yeah. Does she know about that, by the way?
No, beep.
All right. And he hangs up. And yeah, Miriam, suddenly your scrying orb just goes whoop. But you're too busy fighting to notice. Tom, what are you
I'm in
doing?
the power stance.
Okay, so I'm standing. So they're on the building across.
Yep.
Okay, and I've got a sore leg. I've still got a dagger in my leg, right? I want to try and jump across.
You can. Just have to make me an acrobatics check.
You just have to jump. You just have to
Do it.
roll.
You have to
Acrobatics,
believe in yourself, Tom.
Oh, +6 for acrobatics.
17.
Yeah, you make it across.
Yay.
And you jump across to the other building. These are like narrow streets, by the way. It's not that difficult. But Miriam and Calamity are engaged in a melee, and Calamity is just throwing out some punches. They are very good at hand-to-hand combat. And Miriam, you're barely holding your own. You're just blocking and dodging. You're not actually attacking yourself. Tom, what do you do?
How far away is Calamity?
They are within 15 feet of you now.
Okay.
Could you make me a perception check?
I'm very perceptive. What? 18.
You also see just behind Calamity is a row of wooden spikes.
Yeah, they're like twisted thorns
Sure.
and vines.
Yeah, there's just a thorn field before you, which you surmise why they didn't jump.
So can I attempt to like kind of jump at and like push them into that?
Yeah, absolutely. Make me. This is a shove attack, so roll me athletics.
Well, we know I'm not going to do any good then. 6.
They could roll very poorly. They did not. And they just weave out of it. It is their turn. And I remember you. Please, why are you doing this? Just let me be. As they are attempting to go for Miriam again, and hits you. Does not hit you.
No.
They go for like a headbutt, and you duck at the exact time. And then they pull out a dagger.
Yeah, she squats down into a split.
So graceful.
Bam.
And as you leap for them, they just pull a dagger just out of nowhere and just throw it in your direction as you are falling behind them, which is going to hit you.
Oh boy.
For 7 damage.
Boy, not looking good.
And they are looking around at their options, and they are going to just continue. They're going to remain planted on the ground. Like, all right, to the death, then.
Very well.
Miriam, we're back to you.
She says with great relish.
It's going by order of closeness to the action.
Can she pull out like her hammer? I guess she's got it on her back, maybe.
Yeah, if you took it to the date, which again, I think
Miriam would definitely take her hammer to the date.
Yeah, it's about, her work is very important to her. Yeah, so she'll pull out a hammer and then she's going to try and take 2 swipes.
Yep.
At Calamity, 18 plus 7 hits, I'd
25.
say.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And then 9 plus 7 is 16.
That will also hit.
Great.
Yeah.
So you planar warrior as
I'm
well.
going to planar warrior on the first strike, so it's 2d8. 9 plus 6.
No, oh, yeah.
Yeah, 9 plus 6 is
15.
15 damage on the first
Yep.
hit.
Ooh.
And then the second hit is 9.
Yep. Cool. You deal a pretty heavy blow to them, and you get them right in the stomach.
Good.
Take that!
They does that.
And Tom, it's your turn.
All right, so now I've got a dagger in my leg.
Yep.
Where's the other one?
The other one hit you, and it can still be in you if you want,
No,
but
yeah. Prefer it wasn't. All right.
yeah, it may have just fallen out.
Can I get my claws out?
Mm-hmm.
So where are they?
They are just 10 feet away from you, engaged.
Are they
with
facing me or they're back to me?
their back is currently. They're kind of. Their back is to you because you jumped behind them.
Cool.
You're just before the spikes.
All right. So can I get my claws out and just go like straight for the back?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Roll to hit.
13.
A 13 will not hit. And you do manage to hit them, but you can't quite sink your claws in properly. It's been a while since you've been in a fight.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've been anywhere.
Oh, Tom.
Oh,
We
Tom.
take you places.
And Cleo, it's your turn. You are running on. You are just off the phone, off your scrying orb.
Is there a way to get up there?
I mean, if you could climb, but you are wearing a heavily encumbered outfit and don't really have any magic or climbing ability.
Is there a lift?
No.
In the building.
Oh, these are like. I mean, one of these lifts possibly have buildings. But
One
you know,
of these lifts possibly do have buildings.
One of them.
all the way
possibly.
around. But you're not sure if. I mean, if there was a lift, it might not necessarily open up into a rooftop.
I go back to the car.
Sure,
The
so just
carriage,
head back
the
to the
carriage.
carriage. Sure. You make it there on your turn. They were actually you turn a corner and they were just coming to meet you. And the driver opens the window and just like, I tried to come as fast as I could.
I snap for the boot to be opened.
Mm-hmm. They press a button.
And I browse along. It's kind of like Men in Black style. The boot opens up, and there's an array of different outfits. And I start just going through, being like, and then like holding a couple of hangers up, putting them back, and then I decide on this kind of like fire red catsuit.
Sure. And as when you decide on the catsuit, that is the end of your turn. And we're back to Calamity, and they are going to try and grab you, Miriam, and toss you into the spikes.
Okay, my own spikes.
Could you make me an athletics check?
Yes. That is 15.
Yeah, they do like a judo reversal and just use like the. You don't think they're like physically strong, but they're just redirecting the force of your movements and just pushes you into the spikes. You move 5 feet, so that's 2d4, I believe.
Yes. Do you want me to do it to myself?
Yes, please.
You feel that pain yourself.
5 points of my own damage.
Oof. Yeah, you fall butt first into these spikes.
Ooh.
And they are going to attempt to do the same to you, Tomcat, as part of the same movement.
Do you want me to see if I'm still concentrating on it?
Yes, please. This might affect. Roll me an athletics check.
I am.
12.
They do the same to you, and you are knocked prone into the spikes and take an amount of damage determined by Miriam.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's one. You'll take 4 points of piercing damage.
Yeah, me too. I was like, how acidic is it?
The spikes piss on you, and you feel shame.
And with you both prone, they turn around.
King-shaming bush.
With you both prone, they turn to the side of the building and just jump to the main pier
Can
of the
I
building.
take a swipe at them? As they
You
leave?
can, but you will be at disadvantage.
That's fine.
Oh, doesn't matter. 5 plus 7 is not enough, I imagine. 12.
Yep.
No.
No, you miss. You may also make an attack with disadvantage.
16.
Which is the lower one.
16.
That will hit.
Oh, yeah.
And also, since you have an ally within 5 feet of you,
Who's definitely a threat.
who's definitely a threat, that counts as your sneak attack. So
Yeah.
that'll be an extra 3d6 on top of your claw damage. 18 damage?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's a spicy hit.
He just had so much pent up anger about being like thrown around
Yeah,
so much.
you get like a really good. Like, tell me like where you got them mid jump to deal so much damage because they're not looking good.
I got them in the Achilles heel.
My one weakness.
Great.
And Cleo, could I just get you to roll me just a d20? This is like a luck based d20.
Natural 20.
20.
Hey!
I love him doing that. Like I had any skill in that. You know what I mean? I'm like, I own that. That was mine.
You
I
did
trained
it.
years for that.
So yeah, I was just getting you to roll to determine like if your carriage just happened to be in the direction that they were jumping, and it is. They land directly on your carriage, and you see them, and they jump off and continue running. So I believe we'll go to you since you are the closest. You've just picked out your catsuit, and you see them. There's a thud on your carriage, and then you see Calamity's distinct mohawk running away from you through a crowd. As people gasp, "Oh, what's happening? Ah!"
I yell out, "They are giving away free scrying orbs! Hunt them!"
Roll deception.
10.
The general public are like, free scrying orbs. Like, no, I ain't doing that. I'm being chased by a jilted lover.
I just start running.
Roll me
You
a
have a
check.
carriage.
I whistle as I run. Yeah, but like it's a massive carriage. It's not going to be able to catch them. It's going to have to reverse. The horses aren't prepared. What am I rolling?
Athletics. But I don't think it's going to matter in a second.
18.
Oh, great. Well, you start sprinting right after them, and you're just about to lose them. And then the carriage comes up behind you, and you're able to jump in time and just leap onto the horse that is leading. And you are running alongside Calamity. You can. You've actually caught up. The carriage has almost trampled them, so I will make a dex save for them. They have not been trampled. So we'll go to Miriam and Tom. You are prone on spike growth.
She's going to dismiss it with a wave of her hand.
Yep, the spikes retract into the ground.
And I'll help you up. And then, does it look like we could run along the rooftops to get to where they are, or
It would be faster to just get off the building and run along the pier.
and then run along the pier? Okay, cool. Miriam's gonna say "hop on," and then she's gonna click her boots, and then we're gonna like run down the wall.
And yeah, with your strength, I won't get you to roll to carry Tom.
Okay,
And you make
great.
it alongside the pier. Could I get an athletics check from you with disadvantage as you are
Yes.
carrying a person?
14.
Yep. You are catching up. Well, I mean, it's difficult to catch up to a carriage, and there is a bunch of people around. Some people are murmuring, "Free scrying orb? Free scrying? What's happening?" So you are getting lost in the crowd, and you are behind.
Okay.
Calamity's just running, getting chased by this carriage, and Cleo, you are catching up. You are just alongside them. They are unable to outrun the carriage. What do you do?
And so I'm on the front of the carriage.
Yeah, you're riding one of the horses pulling this carriage.
Is there like a like?
You're like a
Is
frontier.
there any like rope or something around me, like a cane? Can I grab like the rope and start whipping it?
The horse or Calamity?
Calamity! I'm
Sure.
gonna whip them.
Sure, whip Calamity.
I'm gonna whip
I'm
Calamity.
not a monster.
Not a horse, darling. Never hurt the horse. Hurt Calamity. 12.
Yep, that will not hit.
I'm just like, Calamity! Get back here so I can whip you!
And you miss, but they are knocked over by the force of the carriage, and now 2 horses just standing over them. Get your mangy beast off of me!
Why did you kill my detective?
That was your detective? Well, I was just doing a job, just doing my business, ma'am. I'm an assassin for hire.
Who hired you? Oh, come on, I can't make this any... Oh.
I would be a bad assassin if I told you.
Well, you'd be a dead assassin if you didn't.
Look, I'll cut you a deal. Let me go if I tell you where, if I tell you who my broker is and how to get there. Let me go and let me go free.
That's literally all I wanted.
Well, look, you're very scared right now, ma'am. You're on a horse, you're a desk, you got a whip, you've been chasing me, your friends have been hurting me, I'm bleeding in 3 different places.
Get on with
Oh, fine. His name's Deadwood. He operates in the back room of the Mushroom Wine Bar. It's called Mycelia. You're gonna need a password to get in to the back room. It's umami.
Oh, wow. Do I trust them?
Yeah, roll insight.
18.
They appear to be telling the truth.
Cool.
Yeah, his name is Deadwood. He probably won't give it to you, but if you do the same thing you're doing to me, maybe he'll relent. I don't know.
I just kind of, I pause and I start thinking.
Have we caught up yet?
By this point, you arrive to a scene of Cleo whipping this person who. So they are 2 horses are standing like one horse is standing like horizontally above their torso. The other horse is standing horizontally like around their ankles.
I wish I could say this was the first time I've seen her whip someone.
Can I go now?
I would like one thing.
What would you like?
What, a wall fixed.
I mean,
You did bust straight through it.
I mean, that was my mark. That wasn't me. But
What's some...
Well, no, your mark was the dead dwarf. The wall was not a mark.
what about the
You're a hired wall assassin now?
Well, look, I do know a thing or two about drywall. If I could offer you a discounted rate.
No, there'll be no discount. They'll be free.
I mean, fine, for free. I'll come back later in the week or something.
No,
I gotta get away.
you'll do it now.
But fine, I'll head there right now. I'm just gonna. And they just crawl like through the horses and just jump into the harbor. I'll keep up my end of the bargain.
I don't think they're going to fix your drywall.
I think you're right.
What are we gonna do? It looks like we let a criminal away.
Well, maybe we could hire someone to fix my drywall.
Moments later, you hear the sirens of the Xan'guard zero in on your location as an airship lands above the harbor, just above the water, as waves begin rippling away from it. And Mathis Grimley is standing in the door of this airship, staring right at you, Miriam. Found her!
What?
Where's the criminal?
That way. And I point to the water.
What? In the ocean?
They swam.
Fine. And Mathis just goes back into the airship, and then searchlights come on the. You hear him like yell some commands, and searchlights come on through the airship. Just begin scanning the harbor, and this airship is just like circling it now.
Well, that was easy, I suppose.
We get back in back in carriage 5B.
Yes.
And you make your way to Mycelia. You're actually aware of this establishment. It's quite upscale. And we cut away to just like the outer ring of East Xan'moxie. So it's like things are getting a bit gentrified, but it's not quite fully like fancy yet.
How long do we have in the carriage?
It's like a probably 15-20 minute trip with traffic.
Okay, not long enough for a short rest.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Miriam was going to cast Cure Wounds on herself while we are journeying, because she's a little bit rough.
Does food provide any health nourishment?
No.
Not even real ratatouille?
Nope.
I can cast it once on both of you. Whoa, 4 for me. Nice, you got 9, and you got 8.
Oh, that's fine. That puts
There
me
you
on.
go.
And yeah, describe how you're casting this spell on this trip.
Oh, okay. So she's got a a jar in her knapsack where she pulls out this weird goop stuff, and then she like smears it on your foreheads. And
The
then,
Lion King?
yeah, Lion King style. Yeah, it's similar in consistency to molasses. And then she gets like a little bit of gold dust, and then blows it over you, and then it glows temporarily green and absorbs into your body.
And it makes a bit of a mess in your carriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
It's the sick 5B I have.
But yeah, you're all feeling a bit more rejuvenated though, due to Miriam's spell, and you make it to Mycelia, which has a line coming out of it at this time of night.
Do I have time to change into my red cat?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Meow.
I'm no longer at desk.
Roll me just a general charisma check.
13.
You turn some heads, but not enough to get you in immediately.
Okay, so wait, there's a line to get in?
You just hear people going, "Oh my god, I've heard such great things about this place." Like, "Oh, you haven't been before?" Like, "Wow, I thought you were like from the city." Like, "What? No, I've been here. I've just never like been inside of here."
So, let me get this straight. This is a mushroom bar or a wine bar made by mushrooms?
And everyone in the line just turns to your head like, "Ugh, it's mushroom wine. Get with it."
Right. What if we pretended we were selling mushrooms? They'd want to speak to us, the clients.
The mushroom dealers. They love it.
You've acquired mushrooms before.
And I've acquired them at that back door.
So you could break us in.
I know a thing or two. Wink.
Why did you wink and say the word wink?
Well,
I've been winking one my entire life.
every time I didn't, you articulated it.
You're quite right.
Yeah.
I did bring you up on that before. Continue.
You have been here before, Tom, and you take your companions to the alleyway where there is a back door.
There always is.
And you hear a jangling, and the door opens, and it's a gnome just coming out on their smoker. They just light a cigarette, and they do not. They do see you. Mm-hmm. Hey, what are you doing?
Do they know? Do we know? Would I know them?
Would you know them?
Would you gnome them?
Would you
No.
know them? It's up to you. You can decide you know this person.
Could they have been perhaps an accomplice when I was stealing mushrooms?
They were
the
in on the
past?
mushroom
Yes.
scam.
In
I
on
like
the scam?
forging these relationships on the fly. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, what's this gnome's name, and what do they look like?
Their name's Sam, and they kind of look like you know the like what was the like? Is it Dopey Elf? What's the
Oh, yeah.
Dopey, the
Snow
dwarf
White.
Dopey
from
dwarf?
Snow White.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right, yeah.
Yeah, so a bit like that, like
So just a bit like
younger than they should be, kind of thing. Like it looks like 8
But
years
he's
old,
actually...
but he's actually like 57.
Great.
Tom, I wasn't expecting you.
Oh, Sam, it's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been some time. I heard about the news.
Oh, the scandal.
Yeah, the scandal.
Yes,
you
everyone's
all right?
heard about it.
You need a lawyer?
No, I'm all right. I've got a lawyer pal now. I was wondering if, maybe you could, instead of smuggling things out of there, smuggle a couple of things in, if you know what I mean.
Oh,
Wink.
I mean,
I'm a thing.
and he shakes your hand, and well, what about my end of the deal?
I just opened my
Cleo?
purse and...
You will have limited funds next session, but for now, have so much fun here. Hot dog, yeah, right on in. He just snatches it up and just continues smoking. I didn't see nothing.
Cool. You walk in.
Yep. And you're walking through the kitchen, and everyone's just like, "Hey, you're not supposed to be in here." And Sam just, "No, it's fine. They're with me."
And then Miriam, frowning, will like pick up a chef's hat and put it on.
And then Tom gets really mad about that because, like, that's appropriating.
Chef culture!
Yes.
You have to earn that hat.
Do you know how long I went to culinary school for?
I angrily take it off.
And then Tom starts, like, looking longingly at the people cooking as well.
Man, I sure love being a cook without any criminal offenses. Yeah, I just love cooking.
And he
It's
just,
my life's joy.
He just wipes like one single tear.
Tom, that seems terribly specific what they're saying.
Man, I would hate to be a disgraced chef.
That used to be me.
This is a common thing that all chefs say all the time.
It is.
Listen, just because you're in a down period now doesn't mean it won't be a down period later. Did I say that right? Wait a second. What I'm trying to say is, it only gets worse.
That's very inspiring, Miriam.
You're welcome.
I feel good.
So you leave the kitchen and you're now in the main bar of Mycelia. It's very dank in here, but there are some... everything's lit up by bioluminescent mushrooms just hanging from the ceiling. It's all very postmodern.
I try to turn one of the mushroom dials up.
You found the color setting.
Ooh! Yeah, green.
And people are like, ooh. And then the three of you see at the back of the bar, there is a silk curtain over a door, and standing next to this curtain is just like a big earth elemental with like a big frown just standing in front of them. Front of it, the doorway. Buzzword.
Unami.
Wrong.
Hello. Umami.
Oh, that's a buzzword. Thank you. Well, come right this way then. And you walk through into a back office, and there is a man sitting over a desk, and you hear, "Yes, come in." And he looks up, and Miriam and Cleo, you see a familiar treant man. It's Maurice Maplewood, your after-crimes advisor.
You're Deadwood?
Whoa, what are you talking about? I am a Deadwood. I have met you for the first time now. Also, where have you been? You haven't come in for your appointed meetings. Sit down and close the door, please.
Is the door made of wood?
No, unfortunately, I don't control the decor in this office. I don't have you on file as one of my assassins. How are you here? And please don't tell anyone that I work here.
That's right. We've got the leverage now.
Leverage.
So,
Beverage?
maybe later. Thank you for asking. Now, you sent someone to kill our P.I., Roscoe.
Yes.
And you owe me a wall.
And Tom a wall.
It would be a bad practice to disclose the identities of the people putting contracts out on people.
Just like it would be bad practice to defraud a treant pretending not to be a crime boss.
Look, I am new to the business.
Is this your first day?
Second. There have been other Deadwoods. I am now the Deadwood. My predecessor has been killed. It's a very deadly line of work. Look, between you and me, Archangel Benevolia is not the best boss to have. This isn't about the money for me. This is just a fun adventure. I'm trying something new. I'm trying to live a little. In fact, I think you told me that once. So, how about I can erase your after-crime debt?
No.
No?
No.
You sound... there is compound interest on your after-crime. It is... you are...
We saved the city. What happened to that? What happened? We
Yeah,
got a
but-
cruise. Remember they gave us a cruise? Remember
Yes, but that wasn't filed properly. That wasn't...
I will file you in a minute.
Look, I will erase your after-crime debt if you don't tell anyone.
You will erase my after-crime debt and Miriam's after-crime debt.
Yes.
Not Sabrina's.
Could you
And
Oh, Sabrina is actually doing very good time. Turns out being a cruise ship entertainer is community service.
That checks out.
And did I hear something about crime being wiped?
Oh, yes, that's true. This is Tomcat.
Tomcat.
I'm not aware of you. I'm sorry.
Tomcat. Wink.
Disgraced chef. Wink.
I don't.
Scandal, perhaps.
I don't leave my office much. Look, if you were on the After Crimes program to pay off minor crimes and misdemeanors through community service and adventuring, I would know about you, but I do not. So I cannot do anything about your crimes. Your crimes, however, I can erase. How about I couldn't tell you who hired me to kill your detective friend, but I could tell you where to find them.
That works for me.
That could work, yes.
And the after crime bit, right?
Yes, fine. When I get back into the office on Monday.
Perfect.
But hand me a scrying orb.
I pass it over.
And he puts it down, and then he's got like a much larger scrying orb next to him. And he just puts his hands over it, and his eyes just glaze over a bit. Yes. Roscoe Rainboot, was it?
Yes, that's the one.
Right. Okay. And then his large scrying orb glows, and then your scrying orb glows, and then he hands the orb back to you. Right. So of course, the contracts here are made through secure messaging through an undisclosed app, but I have reversed the signal of the message that we were sent to take a hit out on Roscoe, and it will now beep in proximity to the person you are seeking. And it is currently beeping.
I just go back towards Deadwood, like.
It's still beeping the same. I mean, perhaps because it's near my scrying orb, it's confusing the signal. Maybe leave the venue, it will start beeping
Oh,
differently.
more like a booping.
Yeah, it might turn into a booping or a blopping. Anyway, please, leave now. I will erase your after-crime debt. You'll be notified on Monday when it's done.
Okay, that sounds good. Any other business?
No, I think that's all.
Okay. Good
Tom?
day. We never met. Lovely to meet you.
You want to do anything? Nope.
Is he gonna fix my wall?
Apparently.
Do you do drywalling?
I don't. I mean, I could put it on after crime. I will make it. So
It'll be like a job.
correct.
Criminals will patch your wall for you.
Oh, I see. Oh, I don't trust criminals.
But please
But
leave
all right,
now.
all right.
Please get out.
Very well.
We leave. Miriam and I.
You never saw me.
Never saw you, Deadwood.
And he winks.
So his boss is called Archangel Benevolia, I think.
Roll me a history check.
Roll in the history. It's a 4.
Yeah.
Do I get to roll?
Sure.
It is a 7.
Yeah, 4. Woof. You got a crack squad here, boss.
You've never heard of Archangel Benevolia before.
Benevolia. Cool.
All right. Yeah. You. So I'm assuming you leave Mycelia.
Yes. Yeah, I guess we'll head back to yours now, because unless you want to start hunting now.
Well, so it's still beeping. Your scrying orb's still beeping as you leave the venue, and as you get into your carriage, I guess you're heading home just to see if anything happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beeping the whole way.
Beeping the whole way. It's not changing in like a
No, it's
frequency
maintained the
or-
exact same frequency as you had in Deadwood's office.
Interesting. If it's beeping, is it like a slow beep? Like
No,
a
it is
radar?
the beep 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 proximity beep.
I tell the carriage driver to stop the car, Ridge.
Your driver stops the car. Rich.
Everyone out!
I get out.
The driver gets out. The orchestra gets out.
The chefs.
I get them to line up
Oh my
with gaps, like space in between them.
Mm-hmm.
And I just start walking past them along this motorway.
Yep,
type thing.
Yep, it is remaining the same, regardless of where you're walking. Across there's all this stuff that you fit into carriage 5B.
I open my briefcase.
It gets louder.
Eugene.
Actually, make me a dexterity save.
Oh my god!
Oh, 4.
Yeah, you drop your scrying orb into your briefcase as it continues beeping, getting louder and louder. and then you lose sight of it.
Ooh. I think we might have to go into my briefcase.
Wasn't that a thrilling conclusion? Join us next time for another riveting installment of Dungeons and Drag Quiz! Dungeons and Drag Quiz is a production of Cleo and the Queens. For more information, head to thequeens.com.au. That's the kwqueens.com.au. The City of Xan'moxie is written and run by the DM up in your DMs, Pete Distapan. The sultry voice of Cleo Fallcharges was none other than AJ Lamarck. Ranger Park Ranger Miriam Gargoyles was, of course, Jack Gorman. The terrific tones of Tomcat provided courtesy of Candace Gallimore. Titles, credits, and additional writing performed by the disembodied voice of Ryan James Pearson. And a special thanks to Danny Johnstone of D Johnstone Music for the D&DQ theme song. Follow D&DQ AU on Twitter and Facebook to stay up to date with the latest D&DQ news. That's all for now. Until next time, the City of Xan'moxie bids you adieu.